tuning in to the online broadcast network. You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for the AfterBuzz TV The Next 15 AfterBuzz TV After Show. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Subscribe to us on iTunes and hit me up at DJ Jesse J. I'm overtired, y'all. I did too many shows. It is fucking late in here. My co-host left me for good. I'm in the studio by myself. Me and Jonathan ain't even wearing his AfterBuzz shirt right now. That's how serious this is, okay? Not only that, but if you guys are tuning in, looking at down below and being like, wait a minute, episodes 3 and 4, I just watched the season finale. Yes, we are late, because I promised myself I was not going to do no more Ratchet television. I was so tired. I'm so over it. I'm only going to do the shows that I continue to do, and then this show came on, and I love New York. So what we're going to do is the next 15 in 15 minutes, because I'm tired, I'm over it, and I just want to hurry up and watch the newest episode, so we're going to get through it for y'all. And as to all my motherfucking co-hosts, wait till next week. I got some tea for you. Anyways, all right, let's talk about, so episode 3. So we see Carlos and Claudia. They're talking about the whole New York flip out session that happened between Claudia, New York, and Karamo. And then this scene, we see Carlos, and he's talking about, like, what? I wasn't even there. Why would I have? Do I ever tell you guys to, you know what? What did he say? He said, he keeps trying to prove that he doesn't call and say, you know what? I'm bored. Please go at it with someone. Carlos he said he wants her to act like an EP. So my thing is in this world of reality television, if I could just be a fly on the wall. But in this world of reality television, I'm just like, Claudia's been on enough reality TV that I'm wondering why she's asking. If you've done reality TV, and we hear from all these people, they keep saying, no, it's not scripted, we just show up and then this happens. Well, why does she keep asking that? Because if she's been around it, she knows that ain't the case. Question. And no, I don't believe that you're at home sitting, oh, I'm bored. Can someone just go at it? No, I believe you're at home sitting like, child, we need to make some fucking coin. So what we gonna do? Claudia don't like New York? Great. We gonna put her in. We gonna, we gonna drop some nuggets that New York might be an executive producer. And then you're gonna let this girl bipolar ass all over the fucking cameras. Anyways, all right, so he tells Claudia she needs to go meet up with everybody and tell them that New York is no longer a part of the show. So within this, we're going to see Jennifer. She has this BHL conflict because she's sitting over here talking about, I want to do the talk show, but then at the same time, I have a commitment to Black Hollywood, and so it's kind of iffy for her. We see Laura with anger management, and I have to say, this show really makes me like Laura. I've never cared for her. Not that I never watched Basketball Wives LA until she was off the show anyways. But I had always heard things about her, so I was just always kind of like, eh. And I feel like the last season I did catch of her on it, I wasn't not a fan of some of the stuff she was doing. But watching her in this light, I think for her, this show's working out the best for her. Because I don't really have a negative opinion about her. I'm starting to slowly be interested in her life and care. So I think that this platform is if this is what the next 15 is supposed to do and show people a different side, I think it's working for Laura. As far as everyone else, I don't know. It's cool for Karamo because he's just there and he's keeping his great in the middle. And then we got Benzino, who's just chilling with the production team. He could care less about anything. Laura just keeps going through it because her ex is being petty, yada yada. I just can't. I want to see with your family. I don't want to hear about, but I guess if you watch Basketball Wives, you care about that stuff. I personally don't. At this point, girl, it's in the past. Cool. What are you doing now? Like, what does Claudia Jordan do outside of this? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, I want to see what she's doing. Like, not the Real Housewives Claudia Jordan. I want to see what Claudia Jordan hanging out with her gay friends and cackling and being messy and all that kind of stuff. I want to see that Claudia Jordan. I want to see the Claudia Jordan, not this Karamo. And for 4 meetings, you guys have met up talking about, you know, we've put the work in. What work have you put in? So anyways, my favorite part of the whole show so far, and y'all be, Carlos, you fucking trolling us right now, bitch. Because Jennifer talking about she want a music career. This isn't Love and Hip Hop, girl, okay? This is the next 15. This is where you had whatever you were famous for. We're gonna bring you back for it, and then, you know, move in a different direction. I'm like, girl, like, this was your dream? And then you always need honey and tea. Like, that just sounds like a go-to thing. I'm just like, okay, but you know what? I'm all for anyone who want to live their dream and aspirations and all that. But like, to say this has been a lifelong dream, like, okay, like, you're telling us something maybe deep within inside you that you're sharing with us, and maybe this is serious. I'm just like, but be just like you want Claudia to be open about, like, girl, if you out here sucking dick and being a hoe, like, say you a hoe. But girl, if you talking about like, oh, I want to be a singer, but I can't sing. So can we still make a track? Keep it 100. You know what I mean? Then Benzino's going to know like, oh, okay, we should fuck with these producers. You know what I mean? Because they can work on your vocal arrangements better. Like, I'm just like, you walking around here like, I'm a singer. Like, I just need tea and honey. Like, tea and honey. Girl, come on. She sees herself overseas performing at clubs. I've yet to watch the episodes, because if I watch the episodes already, then I'm not doing the after show because I'm going to be over and done. So I'm going with it so I can keep the excitement, because, you know, for the most part, this is for people in Europe because they be watching it online, and so they be catching up late. So here y'all go. So they had this scene where Jennifer is talking to one of the producers. His name's Brent, and he's trying to get Jennifer to sing. And she goes through this whole thing about like, I'm sitting down. Like, when you're singing, you should be standing up. And I'm like, when you sit down, you put pressure on your diaphragm, which actually helps you sing better. But that's okay. What else did we see? We seen Karamo with Laura. Yes, Laura, can you come help me buy a car? Damn, the fuck? I just be paying top price, and you got it down to that. Like, all right, girl. We seen Benzino. Really, for me, the only interesting thing about Benzino was that, what did he do? Just his relationship with the production crew. I think it's interesting. And then later we see that Althea wants to get married, which I don't blame her. He's crazy. We see New York at a drag show, and her and Carlos are kind of talking. Carlos is going on basically saying like, okay, look, so I hear that you're having some issues, you're having some problems. I need you guys to either work this out or whatever. I need you to go to Claudia's party. This bitch gonna say, is it a baby shower? On the flip side of that, we get Jennifer and Claudia sitting down for a conversation. Damn, I wish someone was here because I'm not just talking to my fucking self right now. But here's the thing about this. Claudia is so intriguing to me, and it's just like, I can only say so much about her because she keeps putting tea out there, but it's like, until you actually meet somebody, it's just kind of like, girl, like, a grain of salt with everything. So she gonna show up, Jennifer show up in her J-Lo All I Have hoodie, Claudia over here with her fucking Amy Winehouse. Claudia's like, I heard you're dating my ex, you know, you probably heard stuff, but you know, I just won it in the past. And Jennifer's just like, I'm not bothered. Like, yeah, he clearly calls you a slut. He clearly calls you a hoe. Whatever you heard online, that's what he tells me. And why are we discussing this here? Why are we here? Is this about the show? Jennifer shades her talking about, I'm sure you've had plenty of guys since then. That was shade, Jennifer. Let's not pretend it wasn't. Her ex said that Claudia's manipulating. And the only thing I can really say is when Jennifer said, I mean, why do you think everyone is calling you that? Why do you think everyone's calling you a hoe? Like, there has to be some sort of reason. Like, My thing is like, if one person, I understand that, like, you know what I mean, grain of salt, you could say one little thing and it can just wash away. But like, years down the road, if you're making like bonds and friendships within the industry and it's the same thing kind of being said about you, it's just like, where does that really come from? And okay, so now we'll get into the story of, she comes out and she talks about at 12 she was told to get on the pill because she was fast. As a 12-year-old, who's saying that to you? Why are they saying that to you? Now, I know at 12 years old, you're not thinking any differently of that. And at 12 years old, going through puberty, you being on the pill, like, I don't know, like, so was it really 12? Was it 16? You know what I mean? Like, my question is Claudia a little bit of an exaggerator? Because, I don't know, like, if she wants to be liked. Well, I mean, obviously, who doesn't like to be liked? But there's just something in Claudia, like an acceptance thing that I feel like with her. Then she talks about at 17, she was a virgin up until she was 17, and then she was raped. Okay. Time and a place. It's almost like if you've ever watched Bad Girls Club. Like, you don't tell the bitch that you think might hate you your deepest, darkest secret. Because one, she's either not going to give a shit, or she's going to give so much of a shit that she's going to start some shit. So it was just like, Claudia, like, I don't know, and personally I don't know if you've said this elsewhere in other places or whatnot, but if like this was the moment for Claudia Jordan to like drop this bomb, like, this was not the scene for you, girl. Like, the thing is like, I mean, I get it if you're like, okay, maybe the only way Jennifer can really understand is if I open up to her and all that. It's just really a hard decision, because that's like, okay, you were raped at 17. So now, okay, does that mean that because you were raped at 17, you are acting upon certain things, and that's why people are calling you a hoe? When you were raped at 17, do you maybe not have sex with guys, but you're more flirty with them? I'm just trying to figure out where the rumor part starts of it. And I mean, obviously, it's just a lot of it is carried through the reality girls in this world, like Nene saying your clit has left your body. Like, Nene don't know that. For real, you know, this bitch over here, what's her name, Jennifer, she don't know that either. So it's like, where are these coming from? This one boyfriend, he just put this list out and now everyone just believes this one list. Like, you ain't got no other friends in Hollywood that are like, Claudia is clearly not a slut. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. Jen was just awkward. She was like, this is the first time, like, I'm sitting down, like, anyways, like, I just want you to find some peace. And Claudia was over. They ended up leaving there. So the next day, Claudia has a hood parking lot downtown we see blogger Jason Lee, Bishop Don Juan, and Jen and Karamo are talking. Jen basically talks shit about Claudia, telling her about her rape situation. And I'm just like, Jennifer, Karamo ain't even your T friend. He's not your Kiki. Like, why? Go tell Al that. Like, you don't tell Karamo that. And you know not to tell Karamo that. So my question is why are you telling Karamo that? And especially to see Karamo and Claudia all together all the time. Like, you have your gay friend, Jennifer. You know Al would be just as messy. And Karamo gonna run back and tell Claudia. So you over here saying what? And maybe she didn't even care if it did get back to Claudia. My problem with it was the whole cover-up in the next episode. But before we even get to that, my queen showed up, New York, with her red hair and her goon platoon. And Claudia arrives, tiara and all. She had her little sash. New York talking about, this is some tacky-ass shit. But you showed up with goons, girl, who didn't even pop off. Like, I was waiting for the goons to pop off at the end. That would have just been epic. Come on, Carlos. We see she started this whole thing. She came out and said, see, y'all don't really want me on the show. If y'all want to talk about it, because if y'all could have voted, you would have had me off the show. And she starts crying, and then she has created this thing called an inner cry bitch. Now, I've seen this episode weeks ago, so sorry, y'all. It's late. I'm tired. I'm over it. The enthusiasm is not here. But when I first saw this scene, I fell on the fucking floor rolling. This was one of the funniest things I have ever seen on reality television. And it's just like, at the end of the day, this show is being carried by New York. So I don't know what my feelings are for there to be another Next 15 after this. I just think Carlos needs to focus on a dope reality show for New York, personally. Because, I mean, I just be catching myself like, yeah, Benzino's a cool guy. I actually like seeing him in this light better than Love and Hip Hop. But I'm like, for what? Like, what am I watching him and Althea do? Like, okay, he's cool with the production company. I don't know. Like, I mean, I can see like where people are with this right now, because there are people who either love this and there are people who really aren't here for it, or they think it's really contrived or whatever. I think it's just people. Carlos was smart about the people who he picked for the show. They know the reality world, and so they play to that. New York says she wants to be executive producer. She says, y'all want me off the show. And I just have to say, I love Karamo, because when she did that inner cry, the way Karamo laughed is exactly what I did do in that moment, because it was just beyond real. It was just, it floored me. And someone needed to create some sort of musical video that went along with that. So New York was drunk at the end of that too, when Claudia was trying to like clean everything up. She was like, "Where Carlos at?" She had that drunk face where she looked like that emoji with the eyes look closed and she's just forward. And then I love the ending of that where Jennifer said, "I would have chose Basketball Wives season 2," which I didn't watch that, but from what I heard, that's the season where she got fucked up. So, damn. Season 2. All right, so then we see New York versus Karamo. Why did I write "get your ass on, bitch"? I don't know who you are. That's why. She said, "Get your ass on, bitch." And then she said, "I don't even know who you are and I'm still trying to figure it out." So then Benzino goes down, calms New York down, which was also funny that she wants to get in his pants talking about, "I'm not wearing panties right now." I could totally see New York and Benzino a situation. I still have yet to see the Chance thing. I hope that that's great television. I hope that it doesn't fall flat. So I'm excited about that. We got Laura and her trainer again. Still can't understand the X thing. Like, Laura, I need more. I can't just keep hearing about this X situation again. Maybe the fans out there want to hear you talking about the same story over and over again. Girl, we gotta grow. I like seeing you get the new car and, you know, shaking the man down for the price, but like, where are we going from this? Like, are you gonna date your trainer, or is your trainer just your best friend, or like what is the tea? Like, you pretty with your gold on, but like, what are we really doing here? So we saw that. Then we get to the studio with Benzino, Jennifer, and Bobby V. And I just feel like Carlos out here trying to troll us right now, because, you know what I mean? I was so nervous. I didn't even know Jennifer was going to do this on the show. And then I seen a clip and I'm just like, I'm going to have to talk about this. Like, I hope she can sing, because she works right in this next room. Not today, but I'm just saying, like, damn. So she goes in and she keeps asking for this hot tea. And she put a lot of sugar in it. And I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to put sugar when you're trying for like vocal things. And then she tried to mimic Bobby Valentino. And it was like, "No breaks, no breaks, no breaks." And I was like, girl, that's all it sounds like. It's some damn breaks. Anyways, moving on from that, Laura goes to anger management. We see her with she's surprises New York and tells her they're going to get pedicures. And I love that New York goes to get a pedicure, and I'm sure there was a sign that said something about it being, maybe not, because he's a therapist. She goes in there and just gives him 100% New York. She says, "Bitch, I thought we was getting pedicures. Are you from the Middle East?" She said, "Because if you are, I'm darker than you, which means I'm stronger." She said, "I know you getting money. You getting that Arab money." She said, "Oh, it don't matter where you from. Y'all all sand dunes." And then he thought she said sand boys, which I didn't get that part. He asked her, "Is this for you or for the cameras?" He said, some actually really interesting things. I really like this. He came out to talk about, because I like that they would do it for Bad Girls Club, where they bring a therapist in. But he basically said celebrities don't know what their need is, and I see that a lot, especially with a lot of reality stars, because it's you're when you're a celebrity, a lot of them, they go to school, training, and stuff like that. So when you're acting, I feel like it's a little different. You can get carried away in your roles and whatnot. But with reality stars, it's so interesting to me because these are people who came from nothing. They were just picked out of a situation, thrown into it, and they just get all this attention, and some of them get big-headed over it. Some of them are really humble. But you see, like, they become their character, and I've always wondered that about New York. Like, I wonder, is New York bipolar? Like, does she have, like, what is New York's internal issues? And I know the Dr. Jen thing, but I need that show to hurry up. That needed to be on Netflix so I could watch all that in one night, because I can't with waiting a week. Like, because Sister Patterson, like, come on, Carlos, you done let them get that? Like, you should have had Sister Patterson in New York, whole situation. Like, after that UK thing, like, come on. What's the deal? What's the tea? He says, well, what do you want? She says, I want a husband to give me everything and sex. I want him to follow my life. I just basically want a sex toy husband. And she says, I'm always happy, but I'm never happy with my relationship. And he said, when you go to bed at night, who are you? Are you the happy person or are you the sad relationship person? She said the sad relationship person. And I loved this moment because I felt like we're seeing America. I feel like there are so many kids out there right now that are going through what she goes through. Like when she said she wants to be a successful wife and mother, never would I think that would come out of New York's mouth. But to think of that, from where she was and where she can be, to me, New York has the most redemption qualities from the show, or she can have them, because she's down here. She's playing her reality star character. So whether it's on this show, whether it's on the Dr. Jen show, I feel like we're about to see a whole new New York, and really get to know her versus this character that she kind of fell into and was safe with. She said, stop playing doctor. Bitch, she's a fucking doctor. So then we seen Karamo at the groom official. Shout out to Octavius and his husband. He had his shirt open and he's just spilling the tea again. The Benzino thing with Althea in the baby room. The bassinet, girl bye. She wants a marriage. Ben says he wants to lead. And he wants her to stop complaining, but she's complaining because you have a child now. Because you done dragged her through all that shit on Love and Hip Hop, and she's like, okay, we here now, like, what's good? So you like, oh, well, let me lead. She's like, bitch, you've been leading. Like, you led with your dick, hence why we have a baby here. But, like, what's good? We meet up with Karamo and Claudia. They're going to have a meeting. That's where they said, we put in the work. She needs to, too. And again, I'm like, if the work is a piece of paper that says 4 breaks on it, 4 blocks, and it's called the comment, with the, and these setting up of meetings, and I don't know, I'm just confused as to like, what work are y'all doing? Because we haven't seen any of that. We've only seen you guys keep trying to get these meetings together, but there isn't no like actual like the production going into this. So is that next season that we're gonna get that? Is that like, is this talk show a real thing? Is this a catalyst? Is this just something that, oh, okay, well, you know what? We're going to put this reality show out and maybe this can be the topic, because I don't see all these people sitting at a table, to be quite honest. Karamo, I'm actually really into Laura, but it's like Karamo and one girl. I can't see the rest of the panel. So it's like, to me, it's either you put Karamo next to Laura or you put Karamo next to Claudia. I think, but yeah, I would say that's kind of the show. And you have like a young E-News kind of situation. Like the comment, it's like, okay, well, it reminds me of the Teen Summit, like, stop, from BET. I can't. And they're not teens. But I do like Laura's idea, actually, out of all of them, where she was basically saying, like, what if our show is to have reality stars come in and almost give them a platform to talk? That's like, I don't know how, I like the idea, but then it's almost like, again, it's like when Mona Scott hosts the reunion. It's like, girl, like, you're the producer. How are you producing this? And now you're going to be the one to grill everybody. Like, I don't know, it comes off a little biased to me. So in this meeting, New York has a cold, doesn't come. Claudia wants to 3-way call her. I love Laura. I love her because she's just like, y'all stay away from the drama. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Claudia's like, cool, let's call her. She picks up, she sounded just fine, and then ended up hanging up. And Laura was like, y'all, give her a chance. Like, what if? You know what I mean? Like, the benefit of the doubt. I like that. And I loved how she tried to tell Claudia how to leave a message. Because that's how you catch more flies with honey than you do with salt. Jennifer and Claudia. So they keep going back and forth at the table because Claudia confronts her about what she said. And Jennifer, girl, like, I like you, but like, you kind of went back and forth here. And so, in Karamo, I'm like, why'd you have to wait to the end and go outside and talk about, like, if you wanted to be messy or a good friend, whatever we want to call it, and tell Claudia this, then have the conversation here. Because now Jennifer done brought up the rape thing in front of somebody who has nothing to do with this. And I don't know how Claudia feels about that, but I would just think, like, respect-wise, that's something you keep between the two people it was spoken about in front of. But shout out to the mimosas, so they were clearly drunk. Jennifer says, I can't be a part of this unless I'm executive producer. So let's talk about that. Okay, well, you just said you're confused because you have BHL. So it's like, but then you're going to be the executive producer of this. So can you do it? Can you not do it? Can you do it because of Claudia? Can you not do it because of Claudia? Are you really mad at Claudia? Because if you're really mad at Claudia, it's cool. Be mad at Claudia. You know what I mean? Like Joy Behar or Whoopi Goldberg don't like Paula. You know what I mean? On The View, they still sit across from each other and make their coin, girl. So that's all I'm just saying. Like, get your coin, sit across from it. It'll make for good entertainment in television. You know what I mean? You guys will clearly have opposite opinions. And it'll make for good TV, which it's doing right now. Jennifer said they keep going back and forth. Claudia ends it. The show that they have is called The Comment. Like, okay, we're just gonna move on from that. Karamo goes outside. He confronts Jen. Jen says, you know, the rape just made me feel uncomfortable. And then Claudia's listening in, like on microphones or something. I'm just like, okay, sure. Why is she doing that? Like. And then not only that, but like, I just kind of feel like Jen said the same things that she said inside. So it's like, not that she was saying anything different, but at the same time, Jennifer, you should have been saying all this inside. Because at the end of the day, you talking about, oh, I can't do it for BHL. Or it wasn't about you, Claudia. It's not about you, Claudia, but it is. Because otherwise we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Claudia walks outside. She said she's so awkward. She gets in the car talking smack and then gets back out. It was almost like, you know, you ever have that like relationship with your partner and you'd be like, I have one more thing to say. I'm all done. I don't got nothing to say. And then they type you a whole fucking message. That was what it was. It was like, I got one more thing for you. So she comes out and she basically says, I only brought it up to clear the air. I can understand that. And Jennifer keeps saying, girl, like, no one cares. I don't care. It was years ago. Like, stop bringing it up. You keep bringing it up. And Claudia says, you were the one acting weird. I think it's a little bit both of whatever. Like, it's like, okay, Claudia felt some sort of way, but Claudia and Jennifer, you guys are two totally different types of girls. Like, and Claudia, you just got to realize that. Period. Hands down. Like, why are you trying to get close to Jennifer on the show? Really, why are you trying to get close? She comes in, she shades you. Like, so to go that deep with her, it's just, I know you're older than that mentally, so like, it's like, why wouldn't you, why'd you do that? I'm just trying to figure it out. For TV purposes, cool, I'm here for it, but like, if this is like an internal emotional thing, like, why did you do that? Like, Jennifer, out of everybody? I don't know, it could have been a better, it just could have been a better way for that segue. But maybe it just came out and you just felt, hey, this is the moment, this is the time, and this is the connection. And if that is the case, I'd love to know. But anyways, I'm done. I'm fucking exhausted. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Full panel, hot messery. Excuse my tiredness. I love you all. Check us out at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can tweet me at DJ Jesse J. Till next week. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later, bitches.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.